should I mention a product or something I'm loving or have on my desk, he has just begun to get really good at that, getting the link in there, I noticed. So we have friends that are waiting to join us in the chat room, and I am super excited. I feel like it's been a really long time since I did a late night crafty club. Like, for real, I thought it was like back in June when I had a public late night crafty club, but I just checked the calendar and it looks like on my calendar I have one down for a few weeks ago in July. So it must have been one of those weekends where it was like craft on Friday night, 2 sessions on Saturday, and then there was one on Thursday. I feel like there's been so many weekends where it's been craft, 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 craft. And here we are again at a 3-day session of crafting. So we are kicking off our crafty weekend here with the LNCC. Tomorrow we will have the crafternoon with Corey, and then on Sunday will be the chapel crafting with Corey. So yay, I have friends in the chat room. Mr. Crafty has control of my my little thing, my little well, I can't show you because it'll unplug it, but he made a little monitor, a little handy monitor for me, so now I can see. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. He's getting me set up. I'm almost there. I can almost see your faces. Hello. Yay. Hi, friends. Hi, everybody. Hi, Aussies. Hi, Aussie girls. Hi, UK girls. I know in the UK you guys are probably asleep, but it never ceases to amaze me how often you guys will set your alarm or stay up for one of my shows, which I thank you so much for doing that, because you can easily watch me on the replay. It is not as much fun if you are really into the friendship aspect of it and the camaraderie. It's obviously more fun doing it live, because then you can be in the chat room and talking to all your friends. So it's sort of like, I feel like this show is kind of a 2-part experience. One is me either chatting, which some people might find entertaining, or perhaps you are more interested in watching me craft. And then there's the aspect of like getting to visit and talk to everybody, which is much more conducive in the chat room in real time and wherever you happen to be talking to. Hello, 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 everybody. Hi, everyone. I see all the girls streaming into the chat room. Very exciting. It is a 3-day weekend of crafting. So some of you guys are like, yay, this is the best. And some of you are like, I already have plans, boo. So hello, hello, hello. Yes, you may notice some of you are very astute with your little peepers that we actually appear to have a floor. Your eyes are not deceiving you. There is actually a floor back there. It is actually tidy. The room is clean. And I'm going to go a little bit into that in a bit, because I want to tell you what finally made me get off my butt and clean it. So yeah, it's 11 a.m. on Saturday in Australia. Good day. And Mallory is so happy to see all of our happy faces. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, hello. Yes, my craft room is looking a bit cozier and cleaner. That's the important thing, cleaner. But you would think that cleaning it and organizing it would have perhaps made things, you know, easier to find. And yet I found myself missing things and having lost some things. So it never ceases to amaze me. I am very gifted when it comes to losing things. I don't know how my other crafty sisters feel, but even though I organized everything is like, I can touch all my craft supplies basically just by leaning over a bit, and I still couldn't find something important before the show started. So I have the housekeeping to do. I have a whole little list of things that I would love to chat about. So tonight's show, I will give you fair warning, tonight's show is going to be more chatty and less crafty for me. I always tell you guys, no matter what I choose to do, I want you to craft on whatever project you have going. If it's you want to work in your playbook or your junk journal or another project that you've got going, this is really just time dedicated to creating, crafting, chatting, visiting. For the most part, 95% of the time, I always craft. I will be honest, I am not I don't know how crafty I feel in this moment. I do have some things I wanted to chat with you guys about. So normally I do try to be very crafty in my shows. Tomorrow is going to be the less crafty version of the show. The Crafternoon with Corey is our Saturday afternoon show, and it is definitely much more crafty, like jump into the crafting, very little talking, and it's much more about staying on track. And it's a shorter show, so it's 2 hours. Our LNCC tends to run a bit longer because it is more about visiting and just kind of like hanging out in the clubhouse. And then Sunday, it is a faith-based crafting show. So we are going to be using our scripture writing prompts and, or just whatever you feel like doing. You can work in your planner or your faithful journaling or that kind of thing. So I just wanted fair warning that I don't know what I feel like doing tonight. I do have my playbook. I do have an agenda for my playbook. I do want to show you a couple things that I have going in my on my playbook, like how much I accomplished, so we can do like a little update on where we're all at with our playbook. And also, those of you who are in the chat room right now and you notice that you have a little blue wrench next to your name, I just wanted to remind you this means that you have been kind of tagged as a moderator, and moderators have smoting power. So at the touch of a button, you can banish somebody from the group who is being rude, or just not one of our community, perhaps some little soul who has wandered off the internets into our group and decides that they do not want to be polite. And so you definitely have the power to smote them. So the wrench of smoting is what you will see next to your name. And that is usually people that are, we just kind of tagged some, we don't keep everybody consistent. I think we just kind of went through a little phase where we kind of unwrenched some people and then gave wrench smoting power to another group, just because I don't want it to feel like you have a job and that every single time you log in, you have a job. So we like to kind of like move it around, and it's usually to people that are very consistent in showing up to lives, and they kind of know the drill. So, so just know that is your, that is the power you've been given for this show. So if you are live, like new to this live, if this is your first live, let me try and state that sentence correctly. If this is your very first live, we would love to know that, because we would love to welcome you to the Late Night Crafty Club. If you've never gotten to see any live at all, this is your first time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I'm so glad you are here. I hope that you are able to make it a habit. This is the loveliest group of ladies you'll find on the interwebs. And we have a wonderful time. We have we have all the inside jokes now. And if you are an introvert, all the better, because this is a very introvert friendly group. We love our extrovert friends. They are essential to an introvert's well-being. I assure you, everybody needs to have an extrovert friend. You got to keep one in your back pocket. You never know when you're going to need them. It's like it's like one of your Girl Scout tools, is just have an extrovert friend handy. I have learned this. They take a lot of pressure off of you, especially in social situations. So while you are here, ladies, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel, The Reset Girl. Mr. Crafty and I have been getting our little ducks in a row. We're going to be cranking up the whole filming schedule. This is kind of Mr. Crafty and I, this is sort of our little realm of focus, is going to be about building video content. This is what we kind of have been leading up to, is working on this. So we have about a little under 200 people in the chat room, and I would love it if you guys could give this little video a like. What happens when you like a video? It helps YouTube go, hey, there's some activity going on in this particular live, and they get it up higher in the algorithm, which might introduce it to more people will notice, and we might be able to welcome new members of the Crafty Club that way. They often find me through YouTube or a live. So here is your opportunity to help reach out to other little introverts, other little crafty peeps out there, and bring them into this fabulous community. And you can do that with the power of the like. So the little thumbs up, that's There you go. Miss Lady Prepper's got it. She's like, please don't forget to like the video, ladies. Everybody give it a like. If we can just get one like for each person. Okay, so this episode is brought to you. It is sponsored by It's sponsored by the new Journaling Essentials Kit and the letter C for crafting. That's right. So I am going to be doing something a little different tonight. I think I'm going to blend some self-care into my broadcasting. If you are new to me and have not been on my channel, do not know who I am, why I'm sitting in this brightly little space with kitty ears, I'm Corey. I am a proud introvert. I am broadcasting to you in the back of my 40-foot RV, which has a craft space in it, as you can see. And we do this periodically, this live show, several of them, in order to welcome more people that are just like you. If this message is resonating with you, you might have found your people. So, like I said, this is a very introvert friendly community, mostly introverts here, but we love our extrovert friends, and all are welcome in that way. And we have been crafting together and doing listing. We do all kinds of crafty projects together, and we've been doing this now for, I think the show has been on the air, I want to say at least 3 years. I have been doing this. So it has become a very essential and important part of the Reset Girl community. I think the Reset community as a whole, because it connects people from all over the globe, can join together and do crafting from their home, and then be in the chat room and just have a great time. So we are a fun bunch of ladies, and it is the most fun thing I get to do all month, I think, is get to do this show, for sure. And many of you guys are so loyal and faithful to show up all the lives or watch the replays. So all of our lives are also offered as a replay. This will be up on YouTube. If you have to leave the show early, you can always go back and watch the replay and see the entire chat room as well. So that's really nice. So you can pop in, pop out, if you're not able to stay the whole time. So also you may be wondering why I'm wearing ears. I purchased a bunch of kitty ears for the attendees of an event that I co-hosted with my dear friend Paula, and I didn't want to waste my money and just toss them or put them in a box somewhere and never see them again. I wanted to use them as photo props for my events. So I decided, rather than let them languish in a little box, that I would go ahead and wear them on the show, because they just make it more fun. I feel more, I don't know. I feel more like a kitty. Although I'm not a cat person, so if I had little dog ears, but we won't want to go into that because I don't want to offend my cat loving friends. So anyway, I have a bunch of little notes here, so I'm making sure that I am getting rid of going down my little list to stay on point, as minimal of squirrels as possible tonight. And so while I'm doing my little TRG housekeeping, I do have some announcements to make that are like community-wide announcements. I'm going to be doing a little foot mask. So I found these at Rite Aid the other day. So Aveeno is now making foot and hand masks, and I was very intrigued. So you get two little feety little masks, and they feel squishy, so I'm assuming that they're all full of like goo, and then you slip them on your feet. So that's what I'm going to be putting on. I'm going to leave them on probably longer than they say too, because I don't want to be getting up and trying to rinse them off through the whole time. But I wanted to bring this up to you, that oftentimes, like when we're doing our little crafting sessions, is a great time for you to throw on a mask or do your feet. I have quite a few of you have mentioned that you often do a mask of some kind, or you'll do your nails during the show. The great thing about the show is you can choose to do whatever you like. Obviously, I'm not over at your house inspecting what you're up to. So it's kind of nice to kind of blend in a little self-care into it, because we are using this designated time in your life for getting creative and self-care. So, and creativity is a form of self-care. We all agree on that. So, I am, Melissa, thank you. She says that she still loves me even though I'm not a cat person. And just know, I would never, I'm not unkind to cats. It's not like I go around saying I don't like cats. But I feel like cats are just too independent for me. I like an animal who's very, like, you know, cuddly and loyal, and they come running to you. And I know a lot of you cat girls are going to be like, yes, that's what my cat does. I just have never met this cat. This cat that you have, I have not met him. or her. All the cats I seem to meet are just very indifferent. Maybe they just sense it, you know? They're like, this person is not into me. This human. I cannot control this human. Okay, I'm getting on my little masks. I was supposed to wash my feet thoroughly and dry them first, so I already missed the first step of the instructions, but I can live with that. So they do feel gooey and kind of slippery and moist, the worst word ever. But I'm just going to let them sit in these little masks while I work, while I craft away. Hopefully I don't need to get up and slip all over the place. Okay, so let me, Mr. Crafty, is there a way to make this like larger so the chat room is larger?
I don't know. I was trying to figure that out, but...
Exactly, Robin. Nobody will see you. Okay, so you guys notice that I have a nice tidy little craft space around me. I'm gonna talk about that and in a second. Okay, so I have 3 community announcements. Number 1, because I rolled this out during Junk Journal Jamboree and I did not do, like I posted it in the group, but I haven't done a video on it yet or anything like that. I just wanted to share with you that we actually have a new kit that is available now in the store. It is not tied to a collection. It is a really awesome kind of like basic essentials kind of kit that you can use in so many of your little projects, whether that's like Bible journaling or art journaling or planning or memory keeping, the playbook. This is kind of like my dream kit. I was very hands-on and sketching out and requesting every little piece. I went through it with a fine-tuned comb and made sure like every little piece element, I loved it, that I would use every little sticker on the sheet. I wanted to have something that I truly loved with all my little heart and crafty soul. So it is called the journaling base. Sorry, I almost said it wrong. The journaling, hi. The journaling essentials kit. It's volume number 1, which therefore suggests that there would be a volume number 2 or number 3, because I never like to just, I never want to assume that I would just come up with one and be done, because I just have so many things. Every time I start using my stuff, and then I go, oh, this would be amazing if I could have this or that. So that is why it is volume number 1. Okay. Haha, now I can see you guys all better, and I can see myself better. I can see everything better now. So we're good. Okay, so there's 2 versions of the kit. There's a printables version and there's a cut files version. Or you could buy both together and you get a bonus cut file. So the printables would be something you could do if you wanted to just cut everything by hand, you weren't interested or don't have a silhouette or Cricut. Some people purchased both anyway, and they're using the cut files and they're just using them by hand. One of the girls in the community actually figured out a way to use the cut files without the machine and doing it manually with a punch and a punch. So the thing I was looking for is I really wanted some really simple, basic journal cards that you could use as sort of like your essentials. Not anything that was decorated or was really themey. I didn't want something that looked like it came from one of our collections. Something you could use every day, just like for the basic capturing and documenting. I really had so much fun during camp working on the memory keeping portion of camp, using the pockets. And I really, really, really want to roll that into activities we do next year as well. Now that I've seen the light and seen how I can, how I can show you how to incorporate that into our playbook activities and all of that fun stuff. So I wanted to start rolling out like my own little essential journal cards that I think work for every day. The colors are yummy, they're delicious, they work with all of our collections. So it's really, truly like an essentials kind of kit. So there's 12 journal cards to the collection that are just for like documenting, and they're very simple fonts, simple everything, because that way it allows you to decorate them. So if you're using them with a certain collection, you can add the stickers and the honeys and all of that to like kind of make them more saucy if you want. And then there are 2 sets of the 6x4 sizes as well. So you are getting 12 journal cards all together. This is in the printable set. And then in the printable set, there's also this little mini paper punch buffet. So these are like mini sizes. Now, although I'm saying a paper punch buffet, there are not necessarily punches that match some of them. For instance, this one right here, you could cut out by hand. There is no small rhombus punch for that. Hang on a second. Before I say that, I just realized something. Hold the phone, please. I just realized something. I wanted to double check and make sure. Because when we were designing this, okay, these are smaller. Okay, just double checking what I was about to say. So these are smaller than the punches that we have, but there's a punch for this, this, and this. And they are all listed in the description of which punches belong with what. But these were like they're slightly smaller, and so they'll fit better in your bullet journal or your planner. But they are so delicious, like yum. Like I would use this sheet every day. Another thing I would use every day are these fun little label stickers. So I have been using these in my planner, and I'm going to show them to you because they fit perfectly in a Hobonichi. So I'm going to, this is what I have been planning in every day. My pin was stuck, but I wanted to show you. This is the Techno, the cousin. So it's the A5 size. And these are what those little stickers look like. They fit perfectly in the little columns. It's raining stickers. These fit in the columns of the Hobonichi Techno. And then there are delicious little memory keeping stickers where you can do like the journaling, telling a little story about your photo or your adventure or whatever it is. And then my favorite, which is the little stamping elements. I printed this on like just regular white paper, but I want to show you what it looks like when you print it on clear sticker stock, because it's like you have a set of stamps with you and you don't have the bulk of having stamps with you. These are perfect. They're all very tiny. So they're just like little accents that you can peel off and stick into your planner if you have them cut out. And I often cut mine out by hand, but in the cut file version, they are itty bitty. And they're made for a little half-size disc-bound sticker book. So this is what they look like in the little sticker book. In the cut files, that little bitty mini paper punch buffet gets down to be even smaller. And it's turned into these mini rhombuses, the mini squares, the mini gumballs, and the mini hexies. Like they get even tinier. So I've been using them. Another fun sheet that is only in the cut files are these. These are the reinforcement stickers. So there's a dot in the center and then a little donut. So you can put it over on your planner pages and to help them from getting torn as you're flipping them through the rings. These reinforcement stickers are life. I love them so much. I have been obsessed in using these gold reinforcement stickers for a really long time. That store is going out of business. So like I bought probably some of her last of her batch that she had in her store, and then I went ahead and asked to have my own reinforcement stickers made, because then it gives it kind of like more color and pattern. It just makes the pages look even more fun. Another element of this is you get the little labels are smaller in the cut files, and then there is the journaling, the old like vintage labels, which I really love this style. And if you buy both of the collections, here's the little number labels. Yay. If you buy the cut files and the printables together, your free bonus is this sheet. So there's wood grain, word strip labels, and then colored ones. And these look like little file folder labels, and they have like little word strip expressions on them. So that's the free bonus when you buy the whole bundle. So that, my friends, is the newest release of the Reset Girl. And you will probably see me use it all the time in everything, because it is a Corey Favorites, and I put that designation on things that I like use on a daily basis, or I requested it specifically because it is my crafty heart. So I can't even tell you how much I'm in love with this little set. It's so yummy, and now I have my own stuff. I'm so excited. So I have been using a lot of this stuff in my planner lately, which I'm going to show you towards the end of the video, because we're going to be hanging out tonight and chatting away. So that is the kit that we have, and it is called the Journaling Essentials Kit, and it is available in the Reset Girl store. It's, if you go to the new section of the store, it will be right there. And I'm sure Mr. Crafty was very nice, and he posted the sticker. He posted the link, not the sticker. But he also has a video that he made to show you how to use like the cut file if you want to purchase a silhouette. The portrait, which is the very small, more compact silhouette, he bought one, and that is what he exclusively uses. We used to have like 16 Cameo machines. 16! Because we had such a huge sticker shop. We were making hundreds and if not thousands of sheets every month. So those are all in our storage, and he's been driving around with one single Cameo, and then he fell in love with the portrait, which is much smaller. It's only $140. It is a great craft investment, and Mr. Crafty made a really easy video to understand like what to do with the cut file. So if that sounds interesting to you, if you've been kind of like contemplating doing that, I can tell you that I plan on asking for a lot more cut files. So because I love my sticker book that I'm building on my own here, so I can assure you that there'll be more sticker sheets coming. So, and there's a lot of people who sell cut files too, as well as Silhouette themselves. They have an entire Silhouette studio that you can access and download files and that are cut files and run through your machine. So. But a lot of ladies, like I said, I've watched some people talk about buying the cut files without having a machine, and they made it work. Most of the stuff that I showed you, there's a punch for it, or it's easy to cut by hand. So like you can see here, here's the little stamping elements that I was showing you. I would cut those out. I do it all the time. I have like full size sheets that I cut out from those because I just like having them in like a paper form versus like having to carry stamps all the time and the stamp pad, and it's just kind of more bulky that way. This gives you the look of having stamps without having all of the weight and all of the bulk and stuff. But you can use these cut files to work with Cricut as well as the Silhouette. They are friendly to both. The video, I don't know, I haven't seen Mark's video. I've just heard people talk about how helpful it was, but he shows you, he supports both. So if there is like a technical question, that Mr. Crafty is the guy who knows. But he has both machines, and all of our cut files are supported by Cricut and Silhouette. Lisa, you're so sweet. She said his video is the best around. No joke. Oh, also, by the way, I was reminded somebody sent me a link to the video that Silhouette America posted on their YouTube channel about me and Mr. Crafty. So like 3 years ago, they came to our house. They interviewed us, and they made this really awesome, just beautifully made video about us and about our sticker business. And it was really cool. And it really, really inspired a lot of people to run out and go get that Silhouette. And I noticed there was a large amount of sticker shops that opened up after that. Silhouette saw a huge rise in like the planner arena of like making stickers and it being a possibility. So I'm going to post that video in the Facebook group again, because I think we showed it one time when it first came out, but I think it's really cool to hear us talk about just the machine and how it changed our lives. And really it was Mr. Crafty's machine. This was his baby that he loved so much, and Silhouette America was so wonderful. They invited us to their big conference that they had, and they showed the video to all of their, executives and everybody. And it was just a really special moment because we got to represent a niche that they had not really worked with before. They've been very much into paper crafters, memory keepers, but not the planner community. So this was Silhouette's foray into that world, and we were just really proud to get to represent it. And when I watch the video now, it's kind of funny because I'm so like quiet and I talk so like more professional. I don't seem like my loud kind of like laughy self. So it's kind of funny watching it now, seeing how much I have changed and how I'm on a live and I'm a lot more comfortable. But I really just spoke from my heart. I really didn't know what I was going to say when they showed up, and it was really an awesome honor to get to represent and talk about the planner community at that time. So that is the first of my announcements. That was quite a lot to get out there. So the next community announcement, and this is a really important one, you guys. There is a post in the Facebook group for the Faithful Life Club, and there's a post in the Crafty Club, and it looks like this. We, the Reset community, I am asking for your help in donating, even if it's $1, asking to donate to the ministry that we support, which is doing a school supply drive. So Miss Craig, who is our very dear friend, we love her so much. We support the ministry that she founded. She helps widows. And although it is a faith-based ministry, she doesn't just support faith-based women. They are supported regardless of what they believe. If that's who is, who needs help, they're helped regardless of what they believe. I just want to be very clear about that. So these women are widows. Some of them are very recent widows. Sometimes their husband will die in the line of service. Like she has widows that their husband was a cop or a fireman. And most of her widows are actually like around 45 years is the average age with kids. So this sudden loss of income is very devastating to them. And the kids are anywhere from like kindergarten all the way up to college kids. Kids that are going into college for the first time, and now the mom is in a situation where she doesn't have the secondary income, probably in some cases the only income in the family. And so just getting the essentials for getting their kid into college for the first time is a struggle. So the kids range in age from like college all the way down to kindergarten. So helping them with backpacks and glue sticks and all the stuff that we love in this community. And Miss Craig asked Mark and I if, we could donate to it. And I said, Miss Craig, I'm going to go to my awesome community and I'm going to ask them if we can please rally together, even if it's just $1, for a box of crowns to support all of these kids who, through no fault of their own, they have just not only are they facing financial hardship, but they've also just lost their father. So think about that for a second. Whether you're in college all the way down to kindergarten, you've just lost this really important person in your life, and you're facing this school year ahead of you, and now your mom is struggling. So it is a very, very sad time in the lives of these people. And we have the opportunity to do something really wonderful, which is to make this little aspect easier on them. Miss Craig and her team is taking the funds and spending 100% of it is going to school supplies. She's been showing me photos of the stuff that she's gotten. She's offered to do receipts, because she is a 501c3, so it is a tax deductible donation. So if you would like a receipt, I told her anybody who gives over $5, just do it automatically. But if you want a receipt because you gave $2, we will make that happen. But it is really, 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 really important to us to help these little kiddos. We've personally got to help them at Christmas, and she just asked us, here's 2 families that just need your help. And we took all of the money. We do a percentage of our sales. That percentage goes directly to her ministry and has been for at least the last year. But at Christmas time, we went ahead and got the kids on the list, everything on their Christmas list. So this is just so near and dear to my heart. This is something I'm so blessed and so honored that God allows me to get to do this. And so I'm asking you guys to please, please, please donate to our little fundraiser that we're doing for these kids. Let Miss Craig and her team and those widows know that they are not forgotten, that they are supported. It's our chance to do that. And it's the first time I've ever asked on this level to do a fundraiser for them. So I would really appreciate that. And that will be, I don't know, I don't really have a cutoff at this time, but all of the information is in both of our Facebook groups, and the graphic looks like this. And you can click on the link that I provided, and it's just a donate now button, and it goes right to them. So I will be sharing with you photos of what she's shared with me so far, of like the little backpacks that she's been buying and filling up with supplies. It is really, really, really awesome. And when you think about like what we stand for and who we are, I mean, office supplies, school supplies, this is sort of like our arena, our jam. Please tell me that you guys still get excited for back to school time, because the stores are just flooded with all of the art supplies and stuff that we still love, even as grown women. We still love this stuff. I have to control myself to not buy all the things, because it's hard to rein yourself in when it's like your natural little passion, right? So I appreciate very much in advance those of you who have already donated and those who are going to donate. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of our heart. Just know that there's also a video in this post that will show you, Mark and I went to the Valentine's Day tea that Miss Craig and her team, we were on her team, that we threw for the widows and just served them at the table. Everybody got served tea and little cakes and teas and all of that good stuff. And the ministry's sole purpose is just to remind these ladies that they are not forgotten. They are still loved. It's part of, if you are a Christian, it's part of the tenet of what we've been asked and called to do, is to remember the orphans and widows. So this is that way of doing that. So thank you so much. It means so much to us that we do support and this kind of thing, because before we're a business, Mark and I see this as a ministry. Hands down, this is a ministry to us. So it is not unusual that like we would call for this kind of support. That would be definitely who we are, because many of you are the kind of people that love supporting stuff like this. And I want you to have that same feeling of satisfaction, that same feeling of, like I did something good today, that all of us feel when we help somebody in need. I want you guys to have that opportunity too. So that is our second announcement. And then our third one is that the Trg Mystery Boxes are going to be, that will be the next thing Mr. Crafty and I are going to start working on. I mentioned them in the last Late Night Crafty Club, and I want to remind you is that what we decided is we're not going to like announce it with a big hoopla and get everybody running to the store, which will eventually crash and frustrate many of you. We're going to start dripping them in little batches into the store. So if you happen to come by the store and there's a mystery box for sale, you can grab it if you wish. Mystery boxes are flat rate boxes that are crammed with brand new, or like new in package, I should say, new in package scrapbook supplies, stickers, all kinds of stuff that we have been kind of like storing in our storage that never got sold. I never got the chance to even sell them. We're going to be offering our kits, the Reset Your Goals kit, the Faithful Girl kit. There are washi rings in our storage. So it'll be like an upgrade option. If you buy a mystery box and want to upgrade and add one of these premium kits to it or products, you will be able to do that. So I just wanted to let you guys know that we're going to start officially working on that project next week. Mr. Crafty and I are going to go up there ourselves and start pulling apart those boxes and cramming stuff into them. So that's what's on the way. And then finally, the next thing on our agenda for me and Mr. Crafty is working on workshops. So we have video workshops a-coming. So I think that the Camp Wannacraft workshops that you guys got to see, that was a very robust workshop for sure. We are going to release the workshop videos that were shown in camp. We're going to release them as like a standalone Wannacraft workshop. So it's not camp related, so to speak. It's just like you can just take the classes that we offered. So it's going to get packaged as a Wannacraft workshop, which will include the 30 or so workshops that we did. And they will all be packaged and people can purchase that until now and until forever. So that will be one of the things we'll offer in Reset University. And then we're going to be doing the His and Hers Prayer Binder workshop, along with several others. So we have workshops that we want to roll out that will have like the team, our creative team will be contributing to them, and there'll be all kinds of ideas on how to use our products and get the most out of them. We have a very amazing and talented team. It's just shocking. As you, in comparison, I'm a much more simpler crafter, and my style is a little less like scrapbook product and more like vintage material, found materials and stuff. So I want to incorporate that into some of my own workshops. So we have lots of workshops coming. That's what's going to kind of fill some of the time between camps, is you guys will see workshops pop up in between camps. That's kind of our plan. So that is in the works. And here is a reminder. If you want to make sure that you don't miss a live, that you're not, that you're in the loop for those things, you can text. We have a texting program, which is very cool and very unique. You can text TRG. You can grab your phone and text TRG to the number 94253. 94253. 94253. International girls, you can download an app. This came to our attention. One of our community members let us know about this. So there is an app called Text Now. Text Now. And it's an app that allows you to get a US phone number. Like your phone will register it as a US number. And you can use that phone number to enroll in our texting program. It's a free app from my understanding, and you can download it and it will explain what to do. But that is how a lot of international people are able to use texting programs here in the US. So somebody in our community gave us that tip. Heads up, Japan 2021 and our England 2020 trips are both sold out. But if you still have interest in either of these, I would highly suggest you get on the waiting list, and you can do that by going to craftydestinations.com. It is inevitable that someone always drops out at the last minute, or toward, like, as we get closer, someone has already dropped out of one of the trips because life happens and things change, and it's not something you plan on happening, but it happens. So what happens with the waiting list is she starts working down the list of who asked to get on it and who is able to jump on that spot. So craftydestinations.com, that's Miss Paula G. She let me know that if anyone's interested in doing the Japan 2021 trip or the UK 2020 trip, to make sure to go to her website and get on her waiting list, because there will always be, and there's inevitably going to be someone who will end up dropping out. And you might get their spot. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. PST, the Crafternoon with Corey show will be on, and then on Sunday, the Chapel Crafting with Corey will be on at 2 p.m. as well. And all of our events are on our events calendar with the times, and we also make sure that you know by sending out the once a month email. We let you guys know what's coming up in the future. That was also those times and dates are also included in our newsletter. So please make sure that you go to theresetgirl.com and sign up for the TRG Insider newsletter. I do not hound you with sales, promotions, and stuff like that. It's really to keep you in the loop of what's going on. So we're going to be actually adding a second email. So you've gotten one when you sign up, and all it is just like, hey, everybody, the month ahead, this is all the events that are happening. These are all the fun things that our creative team did with our collection we just launched. Here's information about the collection we're about to launch. Here's your prompts for the scripture writing challenge. And it just goes on and on. Here are all the things. Everything going on in the TRG world, here is that in one newsletter. That's all we send. So I'm going to be adding an extra newsletter that's going to tell you about what happened in the month we just had. So here are all the highlights of July. Here's all the fun things that happen. Here's our new inside jokes that happen. Here are links to all the lives that we just released with timestamps. So getting onto our list, you'll never feel like you don't know what's going on. You'll just end up with a month ahead and a monthly review newsletter. And it's all designed to just keep you in the loop and make you feel included in the community, and that it's not like, oh, I missed a live, so now I'm left out of everything. The lives end up with a lot of loyal viewers to them, and there's a reason, because you guys love talking to each other in the group. But the other part of it is that you guys, get a chance to chat with each other and be connected, and use this time for your own self-care and your own crafting, like to be accountable and, to be motivated to do it. So that's a wonderful thing, and that's why me and Mark do this. This is why we do this on, a Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday. It's to give you that connection and be like, okay, this one time a month, I'm showing up. I'm going to do my scripture writing. I'm going to work on my playbook. I'm going to work on my whatever, insert here. And because, they're showing up, I'm going to show up. So that is a big part of why we do this. It's to help you have motivation, inspiration, and accountability to yourself, to be crafting, to be using your creative gifts, to not pull away from it. Oftentimes when we go through trials in our life, when we go through depression, often as introverts, a lot of introverts operate this way. We start withdrawing into ourselves. We pull away. We pull away from everything. And I wanted to talk about that too, but what I'm trying to say is I understand that very, very well. I was going through a lot of depression this whole time that I've been doing the Reset Girl. And even though I had to come on here and do a live and all of that, I was going through it, and I had to figure out a way to do something crafty for you guys while I was going through that. So there's a lot of different things that I've figured out along the way that really helped me stay connected. I have a live that I did, I think 2 years ago maybe, and it's a whole late night crafty club, and I talked about like what to do when you've lost your crafty mojo. Often when you guys come on here, you'll say, oh, I'm not really crafting as much anymore. I'm just here to watch you talk, or I'm just here to talk to everyone else. And that's fine. There is no judgment. If you just come on here and you just want to watch and eat popcorn, I'm not judging you. This show is for you to be here. We're all here, and you can do with what you wish in this time space. We will still be friends even if you choose not to craft. I'm not crafting right now, right? You guys all showed up anyway, and I'm just sitting here. This might be the first time I don't craft at all, except for the jalapeno hands night, where I literally sat with my hand in a bowl of milk for 3.5 hours because I wasn't smart enough to put plastic gloves on before I chopped up a jalapeno. So, so the other thing I wanted to let you guys know that is available to you now is on our blog, theresetgirl.com. We have a blog. You just click on the button blog. The last post that's up is what we're going to start doing every month. It's called a monthly Roundup. And it's all of the creative projects that our creative team have done. So Damaris is gathering up all of the projects and photos and putting them all into one post so you can easily see this is what all the girls did with the You Are Here collection. So it's August, so it'll be showing all the July projects that the team did in one shot. So the great thing about digital is once you purchase it, you can use it 3 months from now. You can use it next year. When you go on an epic road trip, you can go back to your computer and print it all out and use it. Isn't that, that's my most favorite thing about digital. It's waiting for you. So the girls have all these great projects, and if you have some time on your hands and you feel inspired, you can go back and see what they did and recreate some of the things they did. I'm telling you, these girls are amazing, amazing. So it's a really great opportunity for you to be able to like see all of those things and put your kit to work that you purchased. So that is up on the blog right now. It's showcasing last month's projects for the You Are Here collection. Okay, I'm going to take a break for a second. I need to get some water. I've been chatting. So what is going on in this chat room? Some girls are cooking dinner. Faithful Planner Girl says, I'm cooking dinner. And I'm not surprised that my West Coast friends are doing dinner, getting the kids settled down. This is very typical for us because, you know, it's 6 o'clock when we start the show. So you guys are still doing life things. We still have about we have about 300 people in the group now, and we only have 116 likes. I would love it, love it, love it if you guys could like this video. When you give it a thumbs up, it helps the algorithm of YouTube get the live up into, like, they'll start broadcasting it higher up. It'll start getting recommended. And that is our opportunity to grow our community, to bring more women into the community that need us, that they need this. This is a lifeline to them. This is a connection for them. And I did not used to see it that way. I really wouldn't have put that much, I don't know, I wouldn't have put that much importance on this until I started getting like months and months worth of emails, tons of emails saying, you have no idea how much this community means to me, how much the lives mean to me, that it is my connection, it is my soul connection to other women, that having friends, to, you know, having this little outlet just to kind of like, you guys are, some of you are nurturing a little crafty little flame that is just flickering right now because you're going through it. And this feels like a really powerful, important connection. So because I am convinced that many of you feel that way, I just want to remind you that there's other women out there who would feel that way if they even knew we were here. And the more likes this video gets, the more, I guess, YouTube raises. I didn't know this before, which is why I don't tend to ask you guys to like and subscribe and all that. But YouTube is very, very, very finicky about their videos. So the more of this and commenting they get, the more they'll start pushing it into the algorithm, and it makes an enormous difference. So that is why I'm asking. It's another outreach of ministry to us. It's another way of helping more women find you guys, you awesome girls that are encouraging and loving and supporting, and make everyone, like, you help make it so fun to be here. So that's what I'm asking. Everyone give it a thumbs up to help it make its way into the YouTube algorithms. So woohoo. Okay. Yay! Kelly Banks gave me 2 likes. She logged into 2 different accounts. Way to be sly, Kelly. Okay, thank you so much, guys. And many of you, you know, I often see it right here in the chat room, how many of you guys will say that too, how much you love each other, appreciate each other, look forward to this. So I just want to remind you that there's just women out there who haven't found us yet. And this is one of those ways. This is not only, you know, why we love being on YouTube and being on there is because the live platform is something that they kind of broadcast, and they'll tell everybody, hey everyone, there's a live going on. You might want to join in. So obviously some people are not our people and they might find themselves on the way out very quickly, or they'll be smoted for not behaving nicely. But I am hoping that more women out there that just need this will find it. So yay! Emmy says she's organizing her craft area right now. Thank you, Miss Dion. I appreciate it, girl. Hi, Julie. Okay, hit the like button. How do I like while watching you live? Mary asks. That is a good question.
They might need to turn the chat off.
You might have to turn the chat off, Mr. Crafty said. So you might have to like pop out of the chat. And so when you pop out of the chat, it dumps you right back into like your feed. Is it your feed, Mark? I forget.
Sure.
Well, perhaps Mr. Crafty can do a little bit more investigation on that, like what actually happens, and then we can tell you guys what to do a little better than saying, well, we're not really sure. Because I don't actually go on very many lives of other people's channel. And the few times I have, it's just looked like a regular video, like any video you would normally watch. And then you could just hit the, you know, the like button. So I don't know like how I'm seeing it right now.
So on my phone, if I'm in the chat on my Android and I hit back to get out of it, then there is the thumbs up button. And then you can hit back onto live chat to bring up chat. Do you have your iPhone?
Thank you, Miss Kim Reese. She says, you guys are my blessing tonight. Long day sitting in the infusion room. Needed this break. Well, I'm glad you're here. Veronica says she loves and appreciates this community so much. Megan says, hashtag smoke free in 2019. Okay, so Lorette said that she had to leave the chat to like it, and then she went back in.
And here's the iPhone. If you're in where the chat is, if you click on the X, then there is the thumbs up, and then you can go back to live chat by clicking on the chat.
So the girls are saying you need to minimize the window or get out of it completely. Either way, if you minimize the window, you can access the actual video. What you're probably seeing right now is like the video with the chat room underneath it. So if you minimize that, then you'll see the video and you can like it. I hope that you can follow all of those hand signals that I just did. Okay, what time is it? It is 6:56. So I have been doing this for a good hour now. Dawn says she's cutting out her cut files with her silhouette. Good girl. Getting your crafty on with your silhouette. I'm impressed, Dawn, because I'll tell you, I have not actually run the silhouette before. I'll be honest. Mr. Crafty, that was his baby. He purchased it. He wanted it. He loves it. He does all the stuff. Okay. Stacy says she's watching TV on her bed. Thanks, Justine, for giving me the thumbs up. And thank you, Lula. Thank you. I love it too when it's clean. So here's the back of our RV. That's where I am. It's and I have something to tell you. You guys, this is going to be crazy. You're not going to believe this. Okay, so we've been in this RV for 2 full years. We are now like 2+ years at this point. And it's been very interesting. I would say that RV life, the way that Mr. Crafty and I have experienced it, has not at all been what I thought it was going to be. When we were thinking about, like, we started talking about this before we had our first date. I'll be honest. When we were on christianmingle.com and we were getting to know each other before we even talked on the phone or anything, I told him that this was something I envisioned for my future, that I really wanted to be with someone who was open to the idea of, being a full-time RVer. I cannot tell you where this idea came to me or why I thought this was a great idea. This was way back in 2014. No, I'm sorry. This was back in 2013. Okay, so like, what year is it? This is like a full 6 years ago that I had it in my head that I wanted to full-time RV. So at that time, I don't even know what I saw or what would have inspired me. Very few people ever like talked about being full-time RVers. So I'm not sure if I saw like a pin on Pinterest and I just kind of got it in my head. I know the very first couple that I ever saw, and they were published in a blog. And I'm thinking that's probably what put this whole thing into my head. And I'm trying to remember the name. It has the word gypsy and the word nest in it. Nesting Gypsy. That's what it is. Nesting Gypsy. They are a couple, and they had 2 little girls and a baby at the time. And they were like homeschool parents, and they were from Colorado, and she did her business and everything from the RV. So I think that's the first one. And the reason why they got into like this blog, and I think it was like apartmenttherapy.com featured them. I think it's coming back to me now. Her husband specialized in turning these like diesel or gas motor coaches, and he turned them into like vegetable oil, using vegetable oil for their fuel. So that's like his little specialty. And so he was featured in this, and I was just like, I want to live like that. So yeah, that was all the way back in 2013. And I had a vision board, and I put it on there. And when Mr. Crafty and I started dating, and then we got engaged, and it was like the center of our vision board was this RV. All that to say, I spent a lot of time envisioning life in this RV, finding the RV, getting the RV, moving into it, getting it all painted, all the stuff that had to be done, which we did not do any of this ourselves. We had it all professionally done. But it's been this journey of getting in here. And I have to say, it's just not been what we thought. And it's not the RV's fault at all. It's our fault. It's because of us. It's how we're wired. It's how we have kind of adapted to treating this like an apartment on wheels. I still see the fact that like we don't go out and go enjoy the outdoors. This doesn't get us out living life outside of our apartment. We're like indoor kitty cats and all we do is stay in here. So Mr. Crafty and I, a week ago, I'm not sure how this happened, but somehow we talked ourselves into changing this RV for a different one and going from a Class A, which is the largest RV you can get. This is a 40-foot motorhome. Going from a Class A to a Class B, which is a 24-foot motorhome. It's like a little baby. It's like a little, it looks like a very glorified, Mark, what would you call it? Like a glorified, like a camper van, like a really like a European style minivan, but it's like bigger. So it's like you can walk around in it and everything. It has a bathroom and a shower, but it's very little. It looks like IKEA put it together, the one that we have our eye on. So we have decided that we are going to sell our beloved motorhome with my cute little craft space that I just got all set up, that we are going to sell this and we are going to transition into a 24-foot motorhome that will force us to get out and live life. It will force us because we won't have a choice. It's much harder to, live in a smaller environment. It's not as comfy. And that's by design. Mark and I we're such two little peas in a pod that we do not push each other to get out. We don't at all. Like both of us love this comfort zone, and I just feel like we are not getting the adventure out of this that I had hoped and planned for. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to live in this smaller motorhome, and we're going to stay in Airbnbs. So the other side of that plan is that we're taking you guys along for this journey through our YouTube channel, and you guys are going to see lives in different locations. I'm going to do lives from different Airbnbs, different cities, different states. We are going to get out there and adventure. I'm going to do crafting in the outdoors by the side of a river. All the things that I thought I would be doing inside this RV. And so that's our plan. And we're actually really, really, really excited about it. I think this is a beautiful RV. It looks like a beautiful apartment. This is why it's clean, is because the guy that we were talking to at the RV center, he drove the RV that we were interested in. He drove it down here, and he wanted to take photos of this RV to see like what would the trade-in be. So that is why it is very spick and span because I was highly motivated to get it like straightened up as fast as possible. So he said this place is amazing, but he definitely encouraged us to try to sell it on our own. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to sell it on our own. And in the meantime, we're going to put an order in for this brand new, smaller motorhome that will take a while to be manufactured and everything. So I think that is going to be really better for us in the long run. And it's also going to give our content something fresh and exciting, is you guys aren't going to know like where are we going to be next, and where will we be crafting? Will I be in like a condo? Will I be in a cabin? Will I be a little house? Like I want to find like little bitty towns, that have something, just charm. It doesn't have to, I'm not looking for tourist attractions. I'm looking for quiet, simple living. So this is what we're going to do, and I'm really excited for it. We have been talking about, we have another YouTube channel. It's called Reset. Is it Reset Girl on the Road? I don't even know what it's called. I can't even tell you what it's called. I believe it's Reset Girl on the Road. And we have been talking about using it, and it's always been so like hard to get that executed. That might cause us to do it, or I might just put the videos right here on this channel. So, yes, it is definitely, it's definitely an adventure. Life is an adventure. So, Thank you. Lula says, wish you all the best. Kesia says, praying for God's favor and blessing. Thank you, Miss Kesia. And it is very much, as an introvert, it's much harder than I thought. And I don't know if it's because, I don't know what it is. I don't know if I was watching all of these more extroverted people on YouTube and their RV living, and they're doing all these adventurous things. And I just thought, oh, well, we'll get the RV and we'll be doing that too. But the truth is that we just made it so comfortable and wonderful in here that we never want to leave. So it's terrible. You know, and when you think about it, a lot of you introverts, if you think about it, you always prefer to be home. Like, it's just your cozy, it's your safe place. It's sometimes going outside, there's just too many people, traffic, noise, issues. Like, we have to go out to go handle life. But if we really had our way, most of us would probably choose to be home. So that's basically what we have set up here. And I think that being in a smaller environment, I think it's really gonna make us do what I dreamed of, which was to be out and about. And I'm really excited for it and looking forward to it and what that's gonna do. And and if it doesn't work out, then we sell that RV. The great thing about this type of RV that we want to buy is they're in high demand. So they hold their value really well. It's not gonna be a loss for us to try it. So I'm excited for that. So yay. Yeah. So anyway, so let's see here. So that was one of the things I wanted to tell you. Believe it or not, this is what we've come to. Now, there's a few times where we've filmed in here and we've filmed like a walkthrough of this place and we never posted it. So we're going to go back to get all that footage set up, and we're going to do a current walkthrough of what it looks like today. So there will be footage of us being in here before that happens. We have no idea how long it will take to sell it. But we are going to get filming in here so that we can share, like, this is what our life is like in here. And it's really cool. A lot of you dream of being in an RV, and I would like to show you what that looks like. And this is a very unique model. Like, it's the only model I've personally seen that has room for an office. Like, it was designed to have this as like an office. We sort of like stripped everything out and kind of built this desktop in here, and I bought furniture for either side of it to make it work for me. But yeah, you can't find RVs out there that had an office, and it was just for a particular year. I don't even think they did it for 2 years. I think it was literally 1 year that Holiday Rambler offered this model, and I haven't seen anybody else do it. So I think it's pretty cool. And I definitely want to get out there into the national forests, go out, I think it would be fun to do planning and crafting in the outdoors, don't you? If you could, doesn't that sound like it would be fun? So this is going to totally make us really, really downsize and think through a lot about what I'm doing and what I'm taking. So I think that will be an epic video. Like, what makes the cut? What is the minimal that I could jump on a plane with? I mean, it will have to be like a very small amount of supplies that will be fitting in here, because the storage is like ridiculous small. So like crazy small. Like, we're already going, okay, how are we going to make this work? But I have no doubt we will. And I love the fact that we can share it with you and take you guys with us on this journey, and that it will be fun. And it will make think about this, it'll make our lives more exciting. It'll make our camps more exciting, because hopefully we'll get to actually go to these environments that are very similar to what our camps look like. So that is something we are really looking forward to. Now, I wanted to share something with you. I shared this in the Junk Journal Jamboree, now that we're talking about craft supplies. And I thought it would be worth sharing in this show, because it's open to everybody. This is this really fun bag that I got this bag. I've owned it for about a year. And this bag was designed, it's from Cabela's, and it's designed to be like a gear bag, and it's a bag you could use for like fishing or sporting equipment. It's a little duffel, and they have them in different colors. But what I've been using it for is craft supplies. My mom bought one for, I got one for my mom, and then she went and bought one for all my aunties that came on the cruise. So they all had a bag with their craft supplies for the cruise. It was so cute. You could put your Bible journaling supplies in here, or your Bible reading supplies in here. You could put your junk journal supplies in here. Your planning, all like that. This is going to be an awesome bag. What I love so much about this tote is this strap right here. This will make you hands-free, that you'll be able to actually wear it, you know, wear it. Okay, I hope I don't slip with my little slippers on. You'll be able to wear it with your supplies inside of it. I love being hands-free. The thing I hate about carrying a tote, this is the tote that I've been using, is this is something I bought from Mr. Crafty, and he didn't use it, so I've been using it. It's very heavy, and then you're kind of, you have one hand that's taken, and it's really awkward to hold it. I love putting things like cross body. I love being able to distribute the weight of things because I have a bad back. And I love, love, love how the top part of the bag opens up fully, so you have access to everything inside of your bag just like you would a tote. So I have been using this as my little like all-in-one craft supply bag. And so I wanted to share it with you. It's only $12.99, and you can buy it online from Cabela's. This is not an affiliate link. I don't get any kickback from this at all. I just wanted to tell you guys about what I've been using and loving, and this will be going with me into my new RV life. The fact that it folds down flat, and when you do like trips with your kids and your family, it would be cool if you, like, every member of your family had a little duffel bag like this. The kids could put their activities in it. Some people like backpacks, but I love this little gear bag. I think it's awesome. And it is, Mr. Crafty actually posted a link for it. So he says it's $15 from Cabela's website, and then on Amazon it's $30, because you know how they upcharge for all the shipping and all that stuff. So I bought it in real life at Cabela's. They have a big bin of them, and they still carry them. It's one of like their little essentials. So I just wanted to share it with you guys, let you know that it was out there, because it is a fantastic bag. And it has one of those handles where you kind of gather the handles together, and then it's got this extra cushy little handle. I'm going to do a YouTube video about it and post it, because I think it's a really cool bag for crafters, except no one uses it for crafting. So I'm going to share on my YouTube about it, and for $12.99. And I think when I bought it, I think it was even like $9.99. I think that's what captured my attention, was it had a big for sale sign on it. So it's at Cabela's.com. And Justine says hers ships so fast and it's great. Misty says that she collects bags and purses. I hear you. And she loves all the ideas from that bag. It is really an awesome bag. I would not tell you guys if it wasn't. I mean, I wouldn't even bring it up. But the more I like use it and like just have it, it's a bag you can keep like at your feet when you go on a car trip. I would probably put it at my feet in the RV. It's just awesome. And the fact that it has that shoulder strap, no craft tote out there has a shoulder strap like this, and it's padded. So it's fantastic. For the price, the quality is really good. Like the zippers are well made. I mean, it's a really quality bag for $12.99. Yeah, cannot go wrong. Full of pockets. It's fabulous. Full of little zippered pockets on top of it. So yay. Anna says that she just printed the honeys on the wrong side of the sticker paper. Girl, I've done that. I've done that like 3 times. I'm terrible. Mr. Crafty has a little trick. Before he puts his sticker paper in the printer, he always like peels one corner just to double check his work before he does it. But I feel you. It's no fun. Once you print it on the wrong side, you'll forget. So like either throw it away or put an X on it so you remember that you're going to have to use a glue stick with those honeys. They will not stick to nothing. See, Mr. Crafty even said that. Even the pros do that. So, hi, Miss Kim. Hi, Janine. Actually, Jillian, I don't use a paper trimmer. So I do not know. I have one, but I do not carry one with me. This is the one I have. I'll show you. I don't reach for it very often. I have the tonic, and I believe this is the, it says 6 inches right here, so it's probably longer than 6 inches. This is the 8-inch, and it fits in here fine. You could probably fit a 12-inch paper trimmer in here. But like I said, I don't use a paper trimmer or carry one, so I don't know what it would be like doing it. I can just tell that once I have it in here, I have a good 3 to 4 inches, I'm eyeballing it, left. But I have this guy. I don't know what it is about paper trimmers, but I just don't, I find that they're so hard to use. Like, I just can never get them to cut the way I want, whether it's the slide blade or the guillotine kind, both kinds. I'm just not a paper trimmer girl. I just like, this is my paper trimmer right here. So, see, Cheryl says that she printed most of her August printables on the wrong side too. I don't know what it is. And you'll even remember to do it. Like Mr. Crafty remembered that he needed to do that and he still did it wrong. So it just is one of those terrible things. Also because sometimes you just assume all the paper is going the right direction in the stack that you grab, not realizing that sometimes what happens is we'll grab too much sticker paper, stick it in the printer, and then we'll take it out later and throw it back in the box and not realize that we had to turn it around or do something. I think that ends up being a big culprit too. I know Cody says when you downsize, that's going to be all you'll able to have. Girl, right? This RV doesn't even have like storage under it, like outside. It doesn't even have, it has one storage like bin this big. So I honestly, this will be interesting. We're going to use every little bit we can, but I have a plan of how I'm going to keep my supplies together though. They're all staying together. It's going to happen. And it will be an amazing video when I get it up to show you guys. Look, I did it. I made it happen. The inside of the Cabela bag is just a regular, like, there's nothing, it's just like that. So they have, if you go on Cabela's.com, they have pictures of it. I'm not sure if there's any interior, but there's this here, and then there's that there. But I will do a more thorough video. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up because sometimes they put stuff like that on sale during a season where there's a lot of like travel and outdoor activities. I think the way that they were sort of presenting it at Cabela's, it was like, oh, it's a girl, like you could use it as a fishing tackle bag because they have like all these little compartments, which by the way, fishing tackle compartments often make really great crafting organizers. You can put fussy cut pieces in there, paper punch buffet in there. You can put little pieces, you know, from your, depending on what kind of crafts you do, the little, I don't even know what they call them. It's like they're like a little tray with little lids and compartments that all have a little lid. You would normally put your tackle in there. Those end up working really great. I have done that in the past. So, so Susan says, yes, it is $12.99 at the Cabela site. Okay. Misty asked if we'll be towing a trailer, and no, that's not our intention. We don't want to tow anything. We're going to use this as our car and our thing together. So the only thing I saw that might get added is like they had something like that looks like a giant ice chest that you attach it to like the back of the bus. You attach it to the back and it's like an enormous ice chest. Like that would be some extra storage. But other than that, nope, whatever can't fit in there isn't going. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I definitely plan on, we're going to be breaking up our, you know, our driving around with staying in an Airbnb. So if it's really awesome, we might stay there for an entire month and do a bunch of videos and a live. And then, so our lives won't always be like from this new RV at all. They'll be in a more stable environment because we don't necessarily like doing them on the road at all. Even in this RV, that's not been very fun. Sometimes your connection is not very good. So, okay. So anyway, I think I have gone through a lot of what I wanted to talk about. I'm pretty much at the end of my little chit-chatty. So I wanted to tell you guys what I have been up to lately since you last saw me in the Late Night Crafty Club and in the Junk Journal Jamboree. I have been falling in love with setting up my planner again. So it's been a while since I've worked in a planner. Honestly, I just kind of write down things on a list. I've forced myself to get back into a planner, and it took me a while to decide what I wanted to use. But I have been using the Hobonichi Techno. I've been using the Cousin, and that is the one where it comes in 2 books. So you have your January through June book, and then your July through December. So what's in here is my July through December book, and I am in love. I really, really love it. First of all, I did not realize something about this particular Hobonichi is you actually get a monthly section, a weekly section, and a daily section. So that was like, what? I've not seen any other planner have all 3, and then not only have all 3 of those things, but then have them like really like the way that they're set up, the format that they do them in. I really like. I love things in columns. I can't stand planners that have like rectangles that you fill in for each day of the week, like in a weekly spread, and everything's a rectangle. I don't like rectangles. They don't work for me. I love things that come in columns. So this has a weekly column and a full page for like your daily. So I've been using the daily pages to do like scripture writing, to write myself just like encouraging notes. I've been writing things down on each new month has like this kind of blank page for it. And I've been using that to record the highlights that are happening in the month as the month is happening. I have been using the past days, the daily pages, I've been using them as master notebook pages. So I've been putting a whole bunch of stuff in here about the Reset Girl and the content that I'm working on, the videos I need to film. That's been a lot of fun. I've been treating it like a little art journal / scrap journal. So it is like, it's becoming the all-in-one thing that I wanted. I have a list of prayers for myself for 2019, the rest of 2019 that I really want to happen. And I've been using my stickers from TRG and doing my little weekly pages. I've been using, these are from the playbook page, the little yearbook pictures. And I've been using all the little old TRG sticker sheets. I'm finally using these. Like, these are like 2 years old, and I'm finally putting them in my planner because I finally have a planner, and they're all fitting. They fit the column perfectly. So I am just loving life right now. It's so fun to work in a planner again and figure out ways to put my fun little, like there's one of my stamping elements, and just making it cute again and usable, and then putting like creative things in it too. So the daily pages are so fantastic for writing out, like almost like treating it like a crafty commonplace book or a journal. I really am digging it. Like, I don't even have to use it for anything important other than like, hey, this is something like a workshop I want to do. So I've just been making sure that my workshop pages have like really big words like workshop at the top, so I can easily see that's what this page is it's notes about a workshop. But I have a page about food tracking and planning. So it's kind of becoming that thing I've always wanted, which is like everything's sort of together. It's not a bullet journal. It's not, because I'm not really doing the essence of the bullet journal in it either. It's really more like a master notebook, planner, crafty, commonplace book is what I see it as. And I absolutely love it. It's been so long since I've loved a planner. I even just like putting my little stickers in it and making it all super cute. This particular planner, I just got it in the mail yesterday, and I like made Mr. Crafty, we have to go to the mailbox so I can get my planner. This is from an Etsy store, and it came from the Ukraine. I have 2 hobo covers that I just bought. This one, and I bought one from One Star Leather Goods. And let me see if I can find the Etsy store. So this one that came from the, this is so pretty. I love it's got the little pockets for your cards, and I'll pull and so that's what my little techno cover looks like. And then it's inside this nice leather, and it's got the double pin loops, which I have been putting that pin into. So I'll be checking for you in one. Hold, please. Okay, so this came from, okay, so I don't know how to pronounce this word. It looks like chili, C-H-I-L-Y, Leather Tunes. C-H-I-L-Y, Leather Tunes, all one word. And that's on Etsy. And it's in Kiev, Ukraine. And she does all kinds of hobo books. And then the other notebook I have coming to me is coming from One Star Leather Goods. And I'm in love with One Star Leather Goods. Their customer service is so bomb. So I am a big fan and would highly recommend them as well. Really, like, the quality of their product is amazing. I wish I could show you, but I returned mine, not because of anything they did. It was because I did not pick the right color leather, and they were so nice, and they're like, sure, you can return it, which doesn't tend to happen with leather goods. They tend to be like, you bought it, you got it. So I really appreciated that. But One Star Leather Goods, it has a build your own cover for the Hobonichi cousin. So you can pick all the details that are in it, and the workmanship is just, it's awesome. So those are my 2 new purchases. So much for my no spend August. That lasted like 2 hours. It did not last long at all. So I do have like a whole little collection of A6 little notebooks over here, which I have been, I wanted to show you. The other thing I've been doing is setting up a little A6 little TN for doing having a financial planner. So this is like the first time I've ever done the cash envelope system and getting like a little tracker in here, because I've not ever really done that like I should have. I've not had a really good relationship with money. So I'm trying to teach myself to be better with money and to stop spending so much. So I'm trying to track what I'm doing. I've binge watched a ton of episodes of Till Debt Do Us Part, which is this awesome show back in the day. Dawn, are you on still? Do you remember watching Till Debt Do Us Part? It's a Canadian show. And I've been watching, someone uploaded all the episodes on YouTube, and I've been watching them, and I've just really learned so much about like what I should be doing differently. So I'm very excited. So these are the 2 planners that I'm now going to be carrying around with me everywhere. And I have them all set up in my little Delphonics pouch. So these are my 2 new planners. This is my planner team, and I'm just putting it in a very simple pouch, and that's it. So I have like really super basic stuff in here. It's not all crazy. In my little washi sampler. So this is what I have been kind of working with, is this and my playbook. So I have officially, I'm officially done doing my junk journal. I just have to, before I say that, there's just one little thing I have to finish, and then I'm going to put it all together, and I'm going to do a flip through video on YouTube to show like, how did it all turn out? How did my, Camp Wannacraft junk journal, how did it go? Oh, you know what, Mr. Crafty? You're not able to put music on when I do all this talking, are you?
I can, yes.
I put together a new playlist, and now I realize we're not listening to it because I'm like talking so much. I'm sorry. The first one I said.
Okay, I'll take a look that up.
I was asking you for you, Miss Dawn. I was asking if you had ever watched the show Till Debt Do Us Part. Thanks, Mr. Crafty. Till Debt Do Us Part. That is the show. It was a Canadian show, so I was wondering if you had ever watched it. But there's a whole, somebody has the entire playlist of the whole series, all 7 seasons, uploaded on YouTube. And I've binge watched it. I've seen every episode at least twice. I'm like obsessed. Because I've never watched somebody come in. She's like an expert that comes in and helps a couple that is like totally in so much consumer debt. It's crazy. And there are some differences between Canadian, the way their economy and credit works and ours. But for the most part, it's still like really good information. She encourages you to be on a, you know, like a cash spending versus the credit card spending. And so it's just been really, I've been really excited to start it. I have tried to start Dave Ramsey in the past many times, and I've never quite gotten there. And money has gotten very complicated ever since we started this business. Our money doesn't feel, I don't get a paycheck, and I don't get a paycheck. So for so long, my money's been invisible. I don't understand money anymore is what I feel like. So it's been really eye-opening to watch this show, and I highly recommend it if you guys are interested in just like getting some. It's a wake-up call, I think, for me, because I really do see myself as having different issues with reining myself in, having a hard time deciding between a need and a want, you know, especially when I have a business like this, which is very much like much more encouraging to spend money. Because, well, I could do a YouTube video about it. Oh, I could share about this. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot harder to personally pull myself and like, okay, you don't need this. Just focus on this one thing you have. Because I really want to share stuff that I see out there and like looks great. So Mr. Crafty had a great idea. He said, you know, there's nothing that says you can't do that. And then after you're done with it, you can either sell it, you know, as a product, like a used product, or you can put it into like a mystery box, or, you know, somebody might be interested in having a crack at it from the community. So it'll be interesting to see, though. I really am going to try to practice better self-control. And now moving into a smaller RV will definitely make that no joke. Like, there's just no other option, because there really truly isn't any place to put it. You guys thought I was living small here. This is a palace compared to the other. So, Vicky says, YNAB, anyone? I did download that app, You Need a Budget, but I haven't done it. I have downloaded like 4 apps, and I think we started using Mint is just to start with something. So. Yes, Dawn, absolutely. So we definitely are like good at keeping everything like business and personal, but it's just, for me, I have a hard time understanding, like, a lot of my spending can easily fall into a business bucket, you know, and justifiably. But then it's hard for me to rein myself in and be like, you know, even in a business, you don't need all the things. You know, that's why I kind of like, I have to be like, I'm going to embrace more minimalism. I'm going to embrace being more of a minimal crafter and help people see, like, you don't need all the things to like do beautiful layouts and all kinds of, you know, used products. If you look at my stuff, I really don't reach for a lot of, I'm not going to keep buying like scrapbook material. I'm not going to buy all the papers and all the stuff every time they roll stuff out. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to just kind of try and burn through a lot of what I have. And that is one, I think that's a great benefit of like digital. There's some digital shops out there that I really love and have purchased a lot of stuff from. And it's really great to know, like, wow, if I'm ready to work on a project, I can just print it out when I need it. And it doesn't have to be sitting here with me all the time. So that is kind of something I try to, you just have to change your approach to crafting, I think, is what I'm going to be doing. It's just like print on demand. When I need it, then I will print it. But it will not be sitting and gathering dust and taking up space. Yes. Yes, Jillian, I totally agree. She says she's a financial advisor. You got to pay yourself first. Would you guys believe that it has taken us like over 3 years to finally get our own paycheck? That is how hard small business can be. It is not, it has not been easy for Mr. Crafty and I. So I am absolutely ecstatic that we have made so many changes. We changed our business model, which I know makes a lot of you guys disappointed that we don't sell physical product, but it was definitely dragging us down versus how things are now, which is much easier to operate what we do here. And now we can finally focus on what I've always wanted to do, which is this, what I'm doing right now, doing videos, just creating content, being inspirational. That is what I want to do. So that has been really fun. And I think we've kind of been talking about, like, you know, how transparent do we want to be? Should we do a video to talk about like our journey as a small business? Like, we were kind of accidental entrepreneurs. Neither one of us was like, let's start a business. That is not how any of this happened. So it's kind of like it's a dream for a lot of people, but there are so many things we did not realize or think about, or I didn't know. And I feel like I made a lot of mistakes in how I kind of operated from this business, and it definitely put us into a ditch for a long time, and it took us a long time to get out of it. So I am really happy to be where I am now, for sure. And hi, Denise. Glad you made it. Julie says 8 years and I just made my first paycheck. Way to go, Julie. I totally know your pain, girl. Congratulations. And congratulations on all the good stuff that you're doing for your community, your quilting community that you're doing. And Julie, you guys might remember Julie. She's was the admin for, I think you were the admin for the Happy Place Club and Lister's Happy Place Club. I think, Julie, you did a couple clubs you were the admin for, the main admin. And Julie's been doing a membership for the quilting community, which is fabulous. Also, Julie, I did not know this. Did you guys know that the term fussy cut actually comes from the quilting world? I did not know this. I Googled it one day because I was putting together a glossary for us to be able to put on our website, so people that are new to crafting would know what a die cut is. What is ephemera? What does that mean? And what does fussy cutting mean? So that's what it said. Wikipedia or somebody said it comes from quilting. It's a quilting term. Okay, so I think I missed something here. Hang on a second. Yay, Carrie says that she just finished the layering sketches in her junk journal. Good job, girl. Happy Place. Yes, yes. Okay, I was right. I couldn't remember. Okay. So if you are a quilter, if you love yourself some sewing and quilting, Miss Julie Dueck is your girl, because she has a whole business that's been based about quilting. And she had like a whole fabric store, the whole 9 yards. Julie was so sweet. When we went to Tokyo, she came with her daughter, and she wanted to go to the fabric district and go look at Japanese fabrics. And that was the one thing my mom wanted to do. So she took my mom with her to go look at fabrics. So that's right. You guys are like, Crafty Quilters Unite. Awesome. Misty says that she's quilting 4 days next week with her guild. That's awesome. Well, so if any of you girls are interested in Julie's starting a new membership and community for quilting, she's your girl. She's right there in the chat room, and you could chat at her. So, okay. So, all right. Let's finally circle back around to, oh, before I run off on you guys, I just wanted to remind you, I used these fabulous little reminder sticker, like they're stickers if you print them on sticker paper, but you can also just cut them out and glue stick them. There's little planner reminders on this particular little printable. This was one of our freebies that we offered, and it's now, there's a small fee for it now, but it has like little reminders for all my little craft shows that I do, and you can just print them and put them in your planner, which is what I did, and I was so excited to do that. So they look like this when they're in here, and they're so stinking cute. So there's all 3 of the craft shows that I'm doing this weekend. So tomorrow we will have Crafternoon with Corey at 2 p.m. And on Sunday will be the chapel crafting with Corey at 2 p.m. So we will be getting crafty. Okay, so let me jump into my playbook. See, Peggy says, that's what I'm doing right now, putting together binding for a quilt. I can totally believe that a lot of you would be interested in quilting or come from quilting, because the paper crafting world and the quilting world have a lot of crossover and similarities, especially like how you guys piece the patterns together and stuff. I feel like a lot of the stuff that I do reminds me of that, of how I do that. Not that I have quilted, but the cutting out of things. Okay, so I wanted to give a little report of where I'm at with my playbook. Okay, so in the summer edition of the playbook, there was this little page checklist provided with the printable, so you guys could go down the list and check off things as you completed them. So I did really good. I caught myself up pretty fast. The last time I was showing you guys this, I had not really done very much, but then I like really caught myself up quickly. I was really impressed. So one thing that I have to do in here is my summer collage spread, which is blank right now. But what I decided to do, I printed all of this on sticker paper, is I went and found a bunch of pictures, and they're from like my own pictures on Pinterest, and I wanted to make myself like a really cool like grid, because I have been so into grids. I shared a lot about building layouts and grids in Camp WannaCraft. It's just, to me, it's a really super clean, beautiful look, and it's just very powerful. It looks great when you have like mixed patterns and colors like that. So that was what I decided to do for my summer collage, which it might be the one thing I craft tonight. And then I completed my Dress the Girl, my summer documented. So I have done literally everything for July except these 4 art journaling pages. And what my intention was I was going to film myself doing it off camera, not off camera, outside of a live. I was just going to do like a top down filming myself do my art journaling and put that up on my YouTube channel. So that is where I left off on that. I completed my entire bingo. I got a blackout. Yay. And then I did my gratitude, and then I had the art journaling pages left to do. I had a lot of fun in my playbook. I even did like extra things too. I made like smashed in pages in pockets. So for like, this is how Jolene was born. I think Jolene was from the last Late Night Crafty Club. So it looked like this. And that's how she ended up in here. So that's where I'm at, ladies. After we did our Late Night Crafty Club, I went back and I finished everything but the 4 pages. So the playbook is kind of interesting because you have summer pages that you do for the entire summer, and then you have the monthly pages that you would do each month. But what I want to do is be able to show you, like, you can catch yourself up really quickly. It's like you just need a good session, and then you can be done with like multiple pages. And what time is it? It's 7:44. So, I could probably go ahead and just do that, huh? So I'm going to go ahead and cut up my summer collage and check that off. I tend to I feel like I average about 1 to 2 pages of my playbook per live show, depending on the show. This one, it tends to be 1 to 2 pages. But like the Crafternoon show, that one I tend to work. I feel like I work faster because there's less talking. So maybe tomorrow I'll go ahead and do my July art journaling pages. So if you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so behind, I have been neglecting my playbook, this is the opportunity to get into it and to see how, that you can get it filled in pretty fast. These are actually some listing pages. So we have the listers. Let me see here. There's like a challenge, the TRG challenge pages. So there's 8 spots where you would do your listing pages. So if you remember, when we rolled out our July Listers Got a List, we said these prompts are going to last for the whole summer because LGL is taking a break for the summer. So if you downloaded the prompts for Listers Got a List back in July, you would be able to spread those out throughout the entire summer, and you could do them inside your playbook. So that is what I have been working towards, is getting them executed in here. But I found it is actually more fun too, is to add other media besides just doing it on the listers pages, but putting some of the list prompts in pockets. So that is kind of what I decided to add in, which has been a lot of fun. I'm just sticking these in here. I feel like I kind of stepped back from the playbook a little bit because I was trying to finish up Junk Journal Jamboree and get all of that complete. So I felt like I really completed that mission, and now I feel free to jump back into the playbook and start getting that executed or finalized. So we are about halfway through August. How many people have managed to get, like, Hannah get her, like, her water bottle? There's a little maze in here for her. Tomorrow I think I'll do the art journaling pages, and I'll do the collage right now. How about that? Okay. Good night, Maria. Okay. All right. Misty says, I'm a ream killer. I killed a ream of sticker paper. That's right. Lock her up, Misty. Put the shackles on you. So for those of you who felt like, you know, I'm way behind and all of this, like, please don't beat yourself up about it. Honestly, like, I'm not even, you know, technically where I should be either in my playbook. And this isn't meant to be like this thing you have to do. Like, I don't want anyone to start putting it into like it's a task. It's a thing I have to complete. It should be a place of, okay, I might say this word wrong, respite. It's a place of peace. It should be a place of like, ah. So with our downtime that we have many choices. Sometimes you might choose to just go sit in the backyard with your iced tea and just zone out and just stare into space. Some of you guys might choose to do your downtime binge watching Netflix. Some of you might choose to do your downtime, I don't know, going for a walk. You know, we all have options in how we spend the precious downtime we have. This is a book for your downtime. It's an option you have in your life to spend some time. What I want for you is for it to call you. And it's not because it's my book, my product. It's because it is an easy button to help you jump in and get crafty. When you are running on fumes or not feeling very motivated or very inspired, you look at your products and you're like, meh, nothing's calling to me. The playbook is kind of like that fun activity book we had when we were kids, where it's like, well, there's a maze in here and there's a word search. I'll just do like the easy stuff. It's like do the easy layers first, especially when you're not feeling super motivated to do things. The other thing that helps too is making sure your supplies, the things that you love using in your playbook, are accessible. Which is why if you don't have a designated craft spot, having a tote of some kind, a box, a shoebox, a bin, just having something that's easy to just grab, that has all your stuff in it, that you can just do that. If you spread out a blanket in your front yard, on your living room floor, in the backyard, and just put your craft supplies out and have a little picnic. Buy yourself, like treat it like a date. Try to put some romance into this, you know, that you want to like woo yourself into crafting and doing something good for yourself. The benefit of this book, of this project, is at the end of the year, we're going to have these massive, delicious, yummy books full of pages that showcases all of the crafting work that we've done. And over the course of time, you're going to see your skill level improve. Those of you who went to camp and started taking some of the workshops, you can take those skill building lessons and apply them in your playbook, and you'll see your abilities improve. You might change up styles of things that you do and go, wow, I would never have tried this or known I could do this. And now that I'm doing it, I love it. I want to do my art journaling like this from now on. For me, last year, it was doing things in that style that I call scrap journaling. Like that was what I fell in love with. Oh, embracing the white space. Like focusing more on making sure there was lots of white space and smaller pieces that are strategically spaced. That became just deliciousness. Like it made my heart sing. And so that's what a playbook is for. It's to play in. It's to test out different ideas and see, you know, I always thought I was like this, but really this is fun too. And I pushed myself out of my crafty zone, and now I love like slapping some paint on that page and just having some blotches of paint. You just don't know until you try it what you are capable of with your crafting. And, you know, one of my favorite things I love doing is the Dress the Girl page and making clothes for them. That's super fun. I would never, ever have thought to do that until they showed up in the playbook. And now it's like, this is so fun. Like this is my July girls, which they don't look very summery. I'll give you that. But look how fun they look with their little outfits of scrapbook paper. So now this is a challenge to me. Like, what else can I do with them? You know what I mean? So just my encouraging message to you in this episode is to help you to not see this as a chore or to beat yourself up that you're behind, because you can do this anytime. You have all summer long to do this. If you have some free time towards the end of the summer and you can work backwards, that is what I did. Last spring, I was behind, and I ended up doing a lot of the stuff for both months behind me. Like previous months, I got those done in the very last month. I'm sorry, that wasn't spring, that was winter. So like I did the majority of winter's book in the last part of winter. There's nothing wrong with doing that, really. So look at this as an opportunity. That's why I do these live shows, is to help you come to the light, come to the crafty light. And then that you are sitting down now, we have you captured in your attention. And it's like, yeah, okay, well, I'm here. May as well grab my art supplies. May as well grab something and work on your word search. Do some gratituding. You know, you have all these different pages. Not everything is about slapping down a bunch of paper. What's the easy button for you? What's the easiest way to do a page? I will demonstrate what I mean. Let me show you something. This is something I started doing in my junk journal. So I started doing my art journaling very differently there because I felt like I spent so much time in my playbook putting a lot of pieces together and just like being very like everything on the page. And so in my art journaling pages of my junk journal, I started toning it down. And every single time like I used a prompt, I would make a single image tell the story, or I would use a word strip to respond to the prompt. So let us do that together. I will do one of my art journaling pages and I will show you, because I want to help those of you who feel like it's too hard, I don't have enough time. I just want to show you. Okay, so I have my first art journaling page, summer, July, week 1. So every week, the playbook has been scaled down a bit. So now every week you only have 1 art journaling page to do, not 2. You used to have 2, now you're down to 1. So I will demonstrate a simple way of doing it. What am I looking for? Am I looking for... I'm thinking, what was I going to grab? You guys, it started already. I already feel lost. What was I doing? What was I saying? It's going to be so much fun to watch me as I slide down into my golden years. We will be I will be wondering how enjoyable I will be to watch at that point. I'm gonna have to start making you guys responsible for like knowing where all my craft supplies are. Somebody needs to adult, and it's not me, so I will put somebody in charge. Okay, so I'm gonna grab. Oh, I know what I was reaching for now. Okay, I'm reaching for my prompts. So the playbook comes with its own set of prompts, so that even working on your art journaling pages, you do not have to figure it out. Because nobody likes, well, I shouldn't say nobody. I'm sure there are a lot of people who love a blank page, right? I personally don't love a blank page. I like to have somewhere to start, something to kind of wet my whistle. So we provided more than you need art journal prompts in here for your art journaling pages. So you have something to get started with. I'm pulling out one of my pages out of my playbook because I don't like working in my playbook. I like to pull the pages out so they're nice and flat. Okay. So, hi, Rockstar Rochelle. I love your name. You just embrace who you are. Okay, so the Crafty Club Playbook Summer Edition has its own set of prompts that it comes with. So, and there's a lot here. I mean, you're going to end up probably with a whole page you don't even need, and you can use for other projects. You can even use them for the next edition of the playbook, because we'll have one last edition of the playbook for 2019. So I'm going to go ahead and just put these off to the side. Oftentimes what happens, this is what I have found the magic to be, is I love just putting on the paper what I want. Whatever image comes to mind, I just make my page, and then I find the prompt that tells that story. It's kind of fun, and sometimes it's so on the money, it's scary. Like, it's so perfect, it's like I planned it, but I didn't. So I am going to grab myself some art. Mr. Crafty, do you want to flip me upside down? Mr. Crafty's coming. He's gonna flip us around. Grab a buddy, everyone. Grab a buddy. Grab a buddy. He's a coming.
So you set a trap for me.
Did someone set a trap for you? Not I.
Yes, you.
Not I.
Yes. My sweet girl. There's sound coming from that, which is fine. I can't hear it, so.
There's sound coming from where?
I'm thinking that tablet. Either
From
that
where?
or your phone.
There's people outside.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. It sounded like you.
No, it is. Oh, wait, I'm very quiet.
I was bamboozled.
Okay. Ah! The camera tried to attack me.
That was intentional. That's for
My
trying.
gosh.
That's for trying to get me.
You set a trap for me?
I did.
Well played. Well played, Mr. Crafty.
Thank you.
Although next time I don't think that's wise to do it in front of like 200 witnesses.
Well, it's not to do you in or anything. It's just.
Send a warning.
Just to scare you. Yes, it's a warning shot. Crush your bow.
All right, noted. Okay, I am using one of my beloved precious pages of Ledger as my background here. Goodbye, Kathy Adams. Okay, so I happened to glance over and I see this lady here, this little vintage girl with her little umbrella lounging at the beach, as we all tend to do, with our little parasols. So I'm just cutting her out. She's probably gonna go on my page. Ooh. That's a little, she's got a little Jolene thing going on, I think. I don't know. I like her better though. I just feel like she looks more melancholy, more thoughtful, more introverty, where she looks like, she definitely looks like a little Jolene-ish to me. All right, I'm gonna look through here and see if I have any. Wow, she's definitely in this a lot, so I'm good with not keeping her. Hi, Amy. Welcome. I am happy to see your little face. Okay. I am in, let's see, hour 2. We are starting hour 2 of the show. I just started crafting. I am doing this to demonstrate a simple technique for doing your art journaling that can be very easy to do and not time consuming, using like a less is more approach. So this, I like to use a lot of magazine images. You don't have to do vintage. You can use something more current. Magazines are very cheap, easy way of getting some fun visuals into your crafting. You can find them at libraries, super cheap. I was trying to decide if I even wanted this umbrella. I mean, I feel like I could, she's got her hands together holding it, but it's not like it's not a deal breaker to me. I feel like I could kind of snip it away. It's not really doing anything for me here. Now, I do feel like, though, I want to fussy cut her little hands a little bit more. Also, I want to get like this background away from her. So I'm pulling out my fussy cutting scissors. Well, thanks, Miss Amy. We are an awesome community here. You have lovely, lovely ladies. Lots of fantastic ladies in the community. Lots of introverts. We have one of the most positive, happy places on the interwebs. We would love to invite you to come join us in our Facebook group, which is the Reset Girls Crafty Club. That is where we share all of the fun stuff that we're doing on this live show. This is one of several live shows that I do. Okay, so I'm kind of, sometimes I like moving stuff over all the way to the edge in a weird, awkward way. Like now she's looking at something off the paper that we can't even see. It's like down here. Okay, but see, the point of this is to try to be minimal. So like our goal is to like, you could even challenge yourself this. You could say, you know what, I'm going to do one of my art journaling pages with less than 5 things. Like that could be, if you were jumping into this along with me, challenge yourself to that. You can only use 5 things on your page. First of all, that will make the whole page go faster. So that's that. And once you get your 5 things, less than 5 things, you can decide if, you know, I'm really having fun with this page. I want to add more. Or you can just be done with it. So I think that would be kind of a fun challenge for yourself, is like, for those of you who feel like I never have time to do this, let us do a less than 5 items on this page and see what we come up with. And if you love it, great, you're done. If you want to continue forward, wonderful. That's wonderful too. So I'm going to pull out some of my delicious layering circles that I love so much, because, oh, everything's better with some layering circles. And I'm going to do some scrapbook paper. Oh, better, I'm going to do one better than that. I am going to grab my, let me see. Okay, so I'm going to grab some of my favorite papers that happen to be in this box, and I'm just going to snip up just some rando. Hopefully it'll all go together, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. Here's a card I like. Sometimes I find myself grabbing a whole bunch of stuff just to pull it out to see what I like, how I'm going to play with it, and then some of it I don't ever even touch or use, and it goes back in. Sometimes I think I've put together like, yeah, I'm going to use all this stuff, and then that's not even the direction I end up going. It's really interesting how that works. It's also, it's so unclear when you first start out. Like, I feel like art journaling pages, they're a mystery. They kind of reveal themselves. Oh. Okay, so I grabbed some random things from my little scrap box, and now I am, one of the things that I did in, okay, I don't really remember. You'd have to tell me. This might have been a journal card I made in a late night crafty club, but now I really don't remember when I made it, where I made it. But I am so in love with it. I can't even explain it in words. How this little simple card has just made my whole summer. But it is also a really good example to me about how just simple scraps can look together. Just snips of them can be so yummy and delicious to the eyeballs. So that's kind of like my new thing now is what story do patterns tell when they're kind of put together in an odd way? So now I'm just weirdly gonna put them here, and I've never tried using this technique with ledger paper, so this could be like really awesome or odd or weird, but look, I'm just using, so I'm technically, I'm going to say scrapbook paper is a fifth. It's going to be like, it'll be one of the 5 elements or less than 5. I'm going to count all of it. Now I feel like I need some blue or something. What happens when you put colors together is the color that wants to be in this group reveals itself. Like right now my eye is saying I need green or blue in here, like now. Stat. And sometimes, whoo, I have been loving this little pattern. I'm going to be sad when it's gone. I don't know that this is going to stay here. I'm just experimenting with stuff. You see how it's interesting to me. You see how colors, they can light up things or like bring it down. As soon as I laid that down, I felt like the energy on the page just went, like the light went down on it, because this is so faded and vintage and it's kind of creamy and it's very much like she is. So it kind of just drew all the energy down, like the lights went down on the stage. Whereas I put this on there and it's like, pow, it just completely changes the dynamic of what your eyeballs see. This is a interesting little image. This is a book that Paige Taylor Evans has on her blog. It's showing one of the bookbinding projects that she did. And it's really interesting, and she has little charms attached to it. And there's these are all little inserts, I think, like signatures. I think it looks really cool and really weird. Like you don't know what you're looking at, but it's full of interesting color. I love crafting with a craft project, like a picture of a craft project. It's more interesting. So I'm going to pull these little layers like off the page too to give it more visual interest at different lengths. I don't like things to be even Steven. I want them to be a little bit wonky like that. And then I feel like maybe a circle. So I have 1, 2, 3. I'm going to count all of this together as 1. So I have 4 things on there. And then of course I need a circle. So probably a circle is going to fit right here. So I'm going to glue this down. And I need a word strip. Word strip. I'm going to pull this one out, and I had... See, I got myself so organized, now I can't find my word strips. This is a cautionary tale about when you try to organize yourself, ladies. You might organize yourself into losing your things, losing track of your things. Okay. Not seeing it. All right, what did I do with that one envelope? Okay, I found them. Woo! That was scary. Okay. I am fresh glue stick, untouched, unspoiled, brand new. Okay, so this is what I like to do when I am okay, I'm taking a photo so I can remember how I had outlined everything. There's my phone with the picture, and I'm propping it up. So now I can remember exactly, for the most part, how I had this. I don't always get it perfect. I will be honest, that sometimes doesn't happen. Okay, so I'm gonna... Misty, that is wonderful news. I am so glad to hear that. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna, whoop. So this one in her hand's pretty far over here. She looks thoughtful. Okay. The trick to getting these pages done rather quickly is having good materials to work with, things that you enjoy working with, whatever that looks like to you. It's kind of like having little snips and scraps of paper that you kind of put in a little box or bin, something you can easily reach for, putting some key stickers together that you really like, just making things as simple as possible for you to just jump in and craft for like a half hour. Set a timer for yourself. If you are struggling with, trying to make that happen, set a timer. Either you're like not getting enough time to work in it, or you're not pushing yourself, to kind of like use that as one of your, use this as one of your options in life that you have to be creative. Use this time, in a way that brings life. I love if there's a line of any kind in an element that I use, and there's a line in the paper, I try to match up those lines so that your eye is not disturbed by wonky lines. So there's a black line here and a blue line I'm setting it right on top of, so my eye sees that line continuing across. And so because this is my opportunity to introduce more color, I'm going to add another one back here. And then I'm going to add, this is my little Japanese stamp that I have at my disposal. Let's see, today is the 8/16, August 16. So I'm going to do it like right here on the ledger. Okay, now here's the fun part is, if I can find them, the prompts. Oh, and also one other thing. I'm gonna add a word strip to this little message. Not little message, this little collection of of good stuff right here. Here's one. So before this attaches itself forever, so I'm going to peel that one up and move it down here. And then I'm going to move this one in its place. So it's kind of blended in and more like not down here, it's more blended into this little collection. Okay, so here we go. This is Deep Thought. So I have, let's see, truth about me, giving, believe, new day, inside, just for fun, frameworthy, all the feels, this moment, yes please. Dreaming. There you go, looking back. That is the winner. So these prompts are kind of replicating the look of craft paper. What they've been printed on craft paper. So I'm gonna trim it down better here. So looking back is, I think, a good one because that's what she's sort of doing. She's got her back. She's looking this way versus that way, which to me, this direction is more forward thinking or forward facing. So she's looking back, and one of the things, the little word strip I picked was there's no place like home. For a lot of us, when we think of home, like I do, when I think of home, I tend to think of it in terms of like my childhood home, my parents' home. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that my home has changed so many times over the years that I don't feel attached to any one particular location as much as I do like with my parents. So I think that is a perfect little story to tell. So I don't know, I didn't time myself, but I'm going to say that that was sort of like 10-minute-ish, 15, less than 15. Hi, Kristen. Thanks for jumping in real fast. You could also, like with something like this, where you pick someone that deep thought also would be a good one. This moment. Dreaming. So it could go so many different directions. And when you're like kind of steering the ship, you can make those decisions. When you have a really pretty, image to work with, when you're going through magazines and you pull out something, models make so many different faces and expressions. It would be cool to use, some of the ladies in even a fitness magazine. Anybody can kind of tell that story for you visually. You can look at these ladies from magazines as sort of like your muse. That's like your model, and you're asking her to pose for you and kind of tell this little story visually. That's kind of a little bit how I look at it. I'm trying to decide if I'm taking a risk here. I don't know if I'm going to rip the paper or not, but I feel a little bit like, yeah, I ripped it. It bothers me that this is matching up perfectly with that line. I don't know why, because that doesn't make sense. But I wanted to see what it would look like if I brought it down a little bit lower. Or, no. Interesting. Okay, I guess I'm going to leave it there. All right, so I'm going to say that if all told, that took about less than 15 minutes. Mr. Crafty, would you say that was about less than 15 minutes, 10 minutes?
I don't know. Misty said it was 10.
All right, Misty, you're the boss. I'm going to say you're right. That's how much it took. I think I'm going to soften this too by, not that one. Maybe this will look better if I have like dipping down there a little bit. I don't know. Okay, so in any case, I really like that. And you know, when you use leisure paper, it's kind of fun because you can like stamp inside the lines. You could use a number stamp, a date stamp. You can use like just your regular stamp, you know. I have many different stamps that you can kind of add these little extra little elements to. If you like get here and you're like, you know what, I can keep going. I want to add a little bit more detail. This is a message for the girls who are like, I don't have time, or I feel behind, or whatever. I'm trying to show you like this could be done in about 10 minutes. It's probably something mentally you think it's going to take you a long time, but isn't. Once you get there, it's like, oh, I have time. I have time to, you know, add a little bit more. I want to keep going. Also, one thing I loved about my junk journal was I had a girl with a yellow dress, and I used her dress to do my journaling on. So this could be a place like, see her white dress? I could do all the writing on her dress. And I might do that later. So there's one of my pages done. 10 minutes. I only used I didn't use that many elements. I added the stamping, which I didn't even need to do. I would have been perfectly happy with it, but I wanted to. Okay, so I'm putting all these little pieces back, getting them out of my way. So there's that one done. Good night, Misty. Good night, Miss Suzanne. Good night, Shelly. Good night, Barbara. Good night, Lucy. Goodbye, all you guys. All right, so there is my little example, guys, of what I meant about how quick you can do something. It's just building yourself the right supplies. Just having like some really simple things that you really enjoy using. And just that you enjoy using. They don't have to be something that's popular or, you know, that are expensive. I think magazines are a great way to get practice into art journaling because they're really inexpensive to get your hands on. I have gone and found them super cheap at thrift stores. If you want the more vintage style like I have, you can find them at vintage stores or eBay. And then libraries also sell older magazines as well. Okay, guys. So that was my example of quick and fast, 10 minutes, about 10 minutes, and you can do it. I have faith in you. So this is a good time to jump in. If you can't watch all the lives, you can watch them as a replay when you have a chance, but try to squeeze some crafting time in this month so that you can get your July pages caught up. If I feel like there's enough of you who need it, I will do some playbook power hours, but I definitely need to know that like that's something that people are wanting. I kind of felt like I saw a lot of comments about it last month, like that I'm really behind. I need some help. I need some inspiration. But if we're getting to that point where I have a lot of people feeling like that, I will jump in and do a power hour or two to help it along. What am I looking for? I know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for my playbook. All right. So I said earlier that this was definitely going to be more of a chatty episode than a crafty one tonight. And I didn't lie, but I crafted. I did more than I thought I was going to do. Okay. Woo! Okay, so there is my week 1 art journaling summer. Okay, let me see something really quick. I kind of saw tonight as being sort of a low-key, more chatty show because I am not feeling my best right now. But I'm going to power through one more page, I think. challenging myself to like the 10-minute page, because maybe I'm kind of doing the same thing. Like I'm like, it's going to take me too long. I don't really. Imagine all the ways that you can challenge yourself to something. Like you could be like, the first 5 things that I lay my eyes on, I'm going to grab. That's going to be what I use. Ooh, yum. The baked Alaska. I have never ever had a baked Alaska. And I don't even know if they still make that at all. That was like a very 1970s dessert to make. Oh my. She's like a cute little butcher holding up a bunch of steaks. I guess she's my girl. I remember the Steph accent. I wonder if they still make that stuff. But she's got like a wall full of meat. I don't know. That's just not. That's kind of ooh. Like that's not yummy. But I am gonna snip her out of her. She's trapped in this page for all time, surrounded by meat. So I'm gonna rescue her. She's got like really cute colors on, and she's really cute. She's got a little black and white striped apron. So I feel like we're gonna do something with her. Let's ditch all the steaks. Good grief. Good night, Miss Mandy Marks. Good night, everybody. Lady Prepper, the word strips that I really love, I reach for a lot and I always have. Simple Stories makes really great word strips, and one thing I love about them is they give you like 8 sheets of them in a pack. So here's some that these are TRG ones that we have tons of these in our. These will be a mystery box item for sure. I have a lot of these, but they have them. They look like this. These are what I use a lot. So Simple Stories is a favorite of mine. And for the price and what you get, and they're really easy to get on like Amazon, that's what I would recommend. That's who I'm going with. Because you get multiple sheets. Everybody else kind of gives you 1 sheet of word strips. Okay, so I'm cutting her out of her little meat. The story of the meat in her life. She looks very cheerful too. She's like a little butcher babe. So we're gonna cut her out, which is one of my favorite things to do with magazine images, is cut out something that was taking it out of context. So she's gonna look crazy sitting on this page about typewriter skills, and she's holding this big slab of meat in her hand. Like, what the heck? Okay, so I'm trying to fussy cut quickly. Okay. So tomorrow at 2 p.m. we're going to try to knock out as many of these pages as possible. Okay, I'm going to cut out this meat background here. Okay. There we go. She is the meat princess. Vicky says it's Lady Gaga circa 1960. She does have, she also looks like somebody, but I don't remember who I'm thinking of. She reminds me of somebody from like a TV show from back in the day. Okay, so there I go. And I kind of lowered the little edge of her butcher block here, so it's kind of coming below the margin of this page behind her. So I really just do not know where I'm headed with all of this. I'm picking by color right now. So by color, what is really grabbing my attention is this really beautiful bright green and this wood block with pricing on it. And then she needs something here. So what would be, let me pick a prompt here. Okay. So we got black and white. That would be an easy button because she's got a black and white apron on and the text is kind of black and white here. We also have pretty in pink. Huh? Okay, I think we got a winner. I'm also looking for another color here. Gumball. Okay, so I'm gonna get, what did I just say, pretty in pink? It's over here. That's it, Wildflower. That's who I'm thinking of. It's who did Lamb Chop? I'm gonna say Sherry Lewis. That is exactly who I was thinking of. Wildflower, you rock. Thank you. Yep, Lidema says the same thing. Sherry Lewis, that's who she reminds me of. And I was like, my brain was spinning. I'm like, who is it? She has that cute little blonde, cute little face. Oh, you guys remember Lamb Chop? Oh my gosh, that just makes this image even like more awful. Oh, like that's Lamb Chop. Like baby Sherry had a break with reality one day and she went on a rampage. This is not a story that I wanted to tell, boys and girls. Okay. So, so here's this pretty in pink prompt, which kind of, it's not really popping for me, but I'm kind of deciding if I need to put it on a background or not, if that's what's going to help it be more like pow. Which if that's the case, I should probably pull out my scrap box here and see what do I need here? Do I need a strip of, like, will that help tell the story better? It's just really blending in. How about, will map help? Let's try some map. Okay, so I'm gonna snip off some map for no reason other than its color. And then I'm gonna do this, where part of the map goes that way and the prompt goes this way, because it will help you visually see it better. That's kind of cool. That makes me feel like I can see it better. All right. Let me think what else would happen. It could also go up here. That makes it stand out too. I know, Sing Sings, I agree. That was very dark. We have crossed over. It's the, what do you call it? The late night Crafty Club after dark. I agree. Forgive me, you guys, for desecrating the memory of Lamb Chop, one of our beloved little childhood memories. Do you remember Lamb Chop's little face? She had the sweet little eyes that were like closed and she had little lashes. She was really cute. I don't remember how we saw this Lamb Chop. Like, did she come on TV shows or something? Was Sherry Lewis like a guest? Did she have her own TV show? That part I do not remember. All right, that's it. Look at that, and I'm done. I feel pretty accomplished right now. Of course, every time I look at this page, I'm going to think about this dark little story of Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop. August 16. Okay, so I'm going to use my little Japanese date stamp. I feel like she needs she needs like a little bit of washi. We're going to throw some washi on this page. She needs something a little like a pop. Ah! Okay. Goodbye, Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop. Okay, so I'm down to now these 2 pages. So, okay, I feel better about things. I don't feel like I was a crafty, crafty wannabe. I crafted. I wasn't sure where I was going to go with that. So, okay, just like one last little... Okay, so Sherry Lewis actually had her own show. How awesome. Okay. Yes, Laurette, exactly. 2 playbook pages done. So where's my checklist? Let's knock it out. So tomorrow I will be doing my summer collage. I have been working on my, let me see. I haven't done my Dear Summer story, but maybe I'll have that done before when I come on tomorrow. So I have eaten a popsicle. I have watched a sunset. I have visited a park. Read a whole book. No, I have not. I did go swimming. Well, is that technically swimming? Is being in a hot tub swimming? I did see a movie, just not out, outside the house. I watched fireworks, but like on YouTube. But I'm going to count it. Have I drank lemonade? I have not. Okay, so that's where I'm at so far. Okay, so I'm not done with my summer bucket list. Obviously, we would have all summer to work on our summer pages. So I did do my art journaling week 1 and week 2. So I'm super proud of myself. And I also have done my TRG challenge pages, which is how we met Jolene. So I have 2 more to do, and I'm done with July, and then I will be moving into August. So we'll see how much I can accomplish tomorrow. Usually the Crafting with Corey tends to be pretty productive, I would say. If you guys have watched both shows, you could vouch for me on that. Vicky is asking if anyone else finds when they do this type of thing just for yourself, you feel more like doing other things like cleaning the house or going for a walk. I can respect that because I know, like, okay, as an example, when I do the prep for the show, I'm like doing all my notes. There's this part of me that has to keep taking a break and watching like a YouTube video. Like I can't just sit there and go through it all. I have to keep taking breaks over and over again. And in a way, that's kind of like doing the same thing. It's like it's hard to sit there and do something for a long period of time, especially like this, when you're not used to it, when you feel like you should be not playing but working, which is, I think, really typical for us. Okay, so I have a few gratitudes to do. Okay, so I have I'm going to work on this for tomorrow. I'm going to work on before the show, I'm going to do my gratitude pages for August. And I'm going to do my summer letter and my summer highlights. Maybe I will, let's see, our show's at 2. I think I can do all that. I'm going to try and do my summer collage. Okay, that's my goal for tomorrow morning before the show comes on. You can choose to challenge yourself to get some work done before the show, or you can just join me at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I will be waiting for you, my friend, to craft along with you. If you have not grabbed a playbook and you are intrigued with it, you can grab one from our shop. We also have fun kits that you can use to craft in them to make your crafting quicker, fun. Some of the work has been done for you. Picking things, elements that would be fun to work with in your playbook. I will probably I'm going to take a poll tomorrow about the power hour and see how things are going. Good night, Julie. I'm glad you were back. I'll see you on Sunday. So I'll do a poll tomorrow and see where it's at. If there's enough people who want a power hour, I will make sure to get one done next week, or maybe 2 of them. Hi, Carol from Las Cruces. So tomorrow is Crafting with Corey. It's our 2-hour-long show. It's way more chit and less chat. So we'll be crafting up a storm. Sorry if our sweet little Sherry Lewis and her lamb chop took us to a dark place tonight. But it wouldn't be the Late Night Crafty Club if we weren't, you know, doing that with these images I'm finding in these vintage magazines. So grab your checklist, bring your checklist and your playbook to the show tomorrow, and let's get crafty together. You guys get good sleep, and I'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can always catch the replay on my YouTube channel. It will be waiting for you. Even if you can't watch it live, it will still be there. And then on Sunday, I will be having, at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'll be having my Chapel Crafting, which is our faith-based show. And we'll be using, I'll be using doing the scripture writing challenge, okay? So I love you guys so much. I hope that you have a good rested night. Watch a little Netflix, get good sleep. I'll see you guys in the morning. Good night, Miss Mary. Good night, Keely. Good night, Lisa, Lidima, Jennifer, Melissa, Bugging Me, Justine, Sing Sings. I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love your faces. Good night, Kristen. Good night, Mallory. Love your face. Good night, Veronica.